Can you believe January 2020 is over already? That means it's time to break down the statistics on the Edmonton real estate market. I'm going to tell you what happened in the month, where I think the market is headed this year. Stay tuned. Hello, my name is Patrick Fields and I'm a realtor here in snowy Edmonton, Alberta with RE/MAX Select. If you want to buy or sell a home this year, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I create helpful videos every week to help educate you on all things real estate. So, a fresh year. Let's see what happened in the real estate market in January. And we'll start with house prices. Average house price in December was $417,000 and in January was up to $425,000. That's up almost 2% from December and almost 5% from last year. Maybe lots of people received cash for Christmas and spent it on a house. There were 338 houses that sold in January. The average price of the condominiums that sold in December was $225,400 and in January dropped to $201,000. That crazy Edmonton condo roller coaster continues. Now, saying that, there weren't too many condominiums that sold, and I'll cover that in a second, but we have way too much inventory. It's a great time for buyers to scoop up a great condo at an amazing price. There were just 161 condominiums that sold in January. 63 duplexes sold in January. The average sale price in December was $331,295, and in January that jumped to $348,000. That average sale price is up 5% from December and up 4.5% from last year. Overall for the month, buyers spent almost 1% less than they did in December, but 5% less than January of 2019. Buyers spent an average of $349,000, and in December, they had spent an average of $353,000 during the month. So remember, this is when we add up all the sale prices of all the homes that sold in the month, divide that by the number of homes that we're lucky enough to sell. Okay, so let's move on to inventory, or how many homes are currently on the market. 1,622 new listings hit the MLS in January, and that's up by 71.6% from December when just 939 homes were listed. Our total number of homes for sale at the end of January sits at 4,491. Total sales for January were 580 houses, condominiums, and duplexes. In December, we had 600 homes sell, so it's down by just 3% from the month, but up just slightly from January of 2019. Okay, so let's talk about the absorption rate. If you're not familiar with that term, that is the length of time it will take for all the homes currently for sale to sell with no new homes hitting the market. So currently we have 4,491 homes for sale, and in January we had 580 sell. At that rate, it would take 7.74 months to sell off all the homes as long as sales remained at that same pace and no new homes were listed. But sales always pick up as the weather improves. And I looked at the sales numbers for the past 5 years, and every year except 2018, January had the lowest number of sales for that year. And over those 5 years, it was May or June that had the highest number of sales for the year, which totally makes sense because people love moving during the summer. So home sales will pick up in the next few months, as they always do. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're a buyer, statistically you should get a great home at a very good price right now. When only 1 in 8 homes are selling, you can use this to your advantage. So make sure your real estate agent is getting you the best possible price for your new home. And if you're a seller, remember, not every home that gets listed will sell. This may come as a bit of a surprise, but over the past 5 years, only 45 to 55% of the homes that were listed actually sold. And 2018 was the lowest percentage at 45. It also had the lowest number of home sales for the past 5 years. Make sure your home shows perfect every time you have a viewing. and make sure you're priced appropriately versus your competition if you really want to sell. Now for the days on market. The homes that sold had been listed for an average of 79 days. It had taken an average of 69 days for all categories to sell in December. Single-family homes took 73 days to sell in January. It was 64 days in December and 78 days last year. Condominiums took an average of 83 days to sell. It was 77 days in December and 93 days last year. And duplexes took an average of 85 days to sell. They averaged 75 days to sell in December and 90 days last year. When you understand supply and demand in whatever section of the market you're looking at, the better educated you will be when it comes to making an offer on the home you want to buy. Or when selling your home, you'll know where you should price it and what kind of a chance you'll actually have of selling. And now for the highest sale prices for the month. Well, it's no wonder the average condominium sale price was down. The highest sale price in January was just $460,000. There were 7 condominiums that sold in December between $405,000 and $460,000. The one at $460,000 was a 1,700 square foot adult bungalow in Olescu. The most expensive detached home sold for $2,850,000 in Laurier Heights. It's a 3,260 square foot 2-story infill home, and it's still under construction. It will have some gorgeous river valley views. There were 9 other houses that sold for more than $1 million in Edmonton in January. If you missed my last video, I go through all the costs associated when buying a home. It's a great overview for anyone that wants to buy a home this year. I'll post a link to it right up there. If you have any questions about the real estate market, or you'd like to grab a coffee and talk about buying or selling a home, just give me a call. My cell number is going to be right up there. I hope you found this informative. Please feel free to share it with friends looking to buy or sell a home this year, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great real estate videos. Please leave a comment below and hit like if you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.